Okay, so we'll start with the characteristics, or you can say the water quality parameters of wastewater. Okay, so just similar to the freshwater characteristics, even wastewater will be having a certain physical, chemical, and biological properties, which we have also discussed earlier. Okay, so what are these properties? As far as physical properties are concerned, they will be quite similar to the this thing, raw water itself. Okay, how? See, in raw water, you find what? You find the total solids, suspended solids will be there. Then physical properties की अगर बात करो तो color, odor, temperature and suspended solids. ठीक है, यही major physical properties है हमारी. What are those? Color, odor, turbidity. Okay, turbidity over here is not an issue because why? Only the only property which will be eliminating from wastewater is the turbidity. Why? Because in wastewater or in sewage, what you do is instead of judging it by turbidity, you will be looking for the color itself. Okay, so the color itself will impart the property to it, that whether it is grayish water or whether it is blackish water. So basically, this color imparts what? What does the color of a sewage signifies? We've already discussed this in the class. It basically signifies what? The extent of contamination. Okay, it always signifies what? The content of examination. So the darker will be the wastewater, the more it will be contaminated. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now, what are the sources of these physical properties? It is very important to know this fact, that what are the sources of these properties. So when it comes to color, what causes the this thing? What imparts color to the water itself? Either fresh water or wastewater, whatever it is there. What imparts the color? Yes, I'm asking from all of you. Anybody can answer. We have studied two different properties, physical properties of water already: turbidity and color. Both has resemblance. Both the properties are more or less, you can say similar in nature, but there is a slight difference between both. What causes color actually, and what causes turbidity?
Impurities.
Okay, impurities. Okay, that is
Suspended solids.
yeah. In total solid, we have studied what? Two things: suspended solids and dissolved solids. So one of them causes color and one of them causes turbidity. Okay, this is majorly. This is majorly, or else what is the practical thing? See, both of them, they causes turbidity and color both, but the major impact of turbidity is due to the suspended solid, and the major impact of color is due to what? Due to the dissolved solid. ठीक है, तो ऐसा नहीं है कि टर्बिडिटी की वजह से, सॉरी, सस्पेंडेड सॉलिड की वजह से कलर चेंज नहीं होता है कलर चेंज, लेकिन दैट प्रॉपर्टी इज क्लासिफाइड एज turbidity. Okay, so even if a water is turbid in nature, it will be having some color. Okay, that will be visible after the removal of turbidity or after the reduction of turbidity. Okay, so this is one important thing we should always keep in mind, because while removing in sewage, you don't have to deal with turbidity, but in case of fresh water, you have to deal with turbid water. Okay, so you have to reduce the turbidity. So over there, when you are dealing with turbidity, you need to know the sources. What sources are causing turbidity actually? It should be clear. Okay. So over here in sewage, this color is imparted due to what? Due to the waste present in the sewage. Okay, the organic matter, or whatever domestic or industrial waste that is disposed of in the sewage itself, that causes what? The color of sewage. Okay, say even wastewater also, you might have seen different color. देख हो सकता है कि तुमने ग्रेश वेस्ट वाटर देखा हो. Then what are the common colors of this sewage? It may be either grayish, then it may be either yellowish, or
Brown.
it may be blackish,
Black.
black, brown. On the darker side, these are the common colors of sewage. Hey, so why not some other color? Why only these colors only? Hey, and why there is a difference between colors? This question must be arising in your mind. Huh? Why there is a difference between color? Why not all the sewage water is black only? Why grayish or slightly brownish water is there? Because that particular thing indicates what? Indicates the contamination of the wastewater. ठीक, grayish water का मतलब है it is less polluted.
Constituents.
Yes, grayish water means what? It means that it is less polluted. Plus the constituent. Obviously, whatever is constituting the kind of wastewater, it will impart certain color. For example, अगर sulfur industry से तुम्हारा कोई भी waste water निकलेगा, it will always be containing sulfur or traces of sulfur in it. So it will be imparting a yellow color only. ठीक.
Yellowish.
For example, कोई dyeing industry है, dyeing industry से you might be having, you know, n
Red,
number
blue.
of colors in the sewage itself. So it's not like they will be throwing away the dyes, but traces will be there. So due to those traces, the color is imparted like this. Then petroleum industry से अगर तुमने waste देखोगे तो कैसा मिलेगा? It will be containing grease and oil. Major composition क्या है? Grease and oil. तो वो कैसा होगा? It will be blackish in nature. ठीक? So these are the different constituents which impart color to it. Then again, odor. Odor will also depend upon the this thing. It will depend upon two things basically: the constituent and the decomposition of water. See, fresh sewage, although it is sewage and wastewater, it will be having certain foul smell. But when the sewage is stagnated, okay, the water is already in stagnation form. That is, decomposition start हो चुका है microorganisms का या organic matter का, not microorganism. अगर डिकम्पोजिशन ऑलरेडी स्टार्ट हो चुका है तो उस टाइम पर तुम्हारी फोल स्मेल फिर भी लेस होगी. ठीक, पहले सबसे पहले फ्रेश सीवेज होगा तो इट विल बी हैविंग क्वाइट लेस ओडर. देन द सीवेज विल स्टार्ट स्टेगनेटिंग. दैट मींस इट द ऑर्गेनिक मैटर इन इट विल बी स्टार्टिंग डिकम्पोजिंग. ओके, तो उसके बाद क्या होगा? द फोल स्मेल विल इंक्रीज. और एक स्टेज आएगा जब, इसीलिए तुमने देखा होगा कहीं पे अगर सीवेज वाटर कहीं ऑलरेडी स्टेगनेट हो रहा होता है तो इनिशियली लोगों को फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, लेकिन आफ्टर सर्टेन पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम व्हाट हैपेंस, इट गिव्स आउट अ वेरी पंजेंट स्मेल एंड बैड ओडर इन द एंटायर कम्युनिटी इटसेल्फ. फिर उसके बाद लोगों को लगता है कि यार यहाँ पे बहुत पोल्यूशन हो रहा है, इसको हटाओ. पीपल कॉल अदर एमसीडी गाइज एंड ऑल, दे विल बी टेकिंग केयर ऑफ इट. सो व्हाट इज द फैक्ट इन दिस, दैट द ओडर इज इम्पार्टेंट ड्यू टू टू थिंग्स. एक, द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट, विच मीन्स अगर लेदर इंडस्ट्री का वेस्ट है, ठीक है, तो इट विल बी कंटेनिंग बैड ओडर. ऑब्वियसली ऑलरेडी इट विल बी कंटेनिंग बैड ओडर. डोमेस्टिक वेस्ट है, इट वोंट बी कंटेनिंग बैड ओडर इनिशियली, बट the certain factor comes out, the second factor comes out. What is that? कि decomposition होगा, decomposition के बाद it will be providing a foul smell or you can say bad odor. Okay. Then solid, again solid will depend upon the constituent. Okay, so in broader terms you will see, like in other the chemical constituents also, when you study the chemical constituent, then there are certain chemical constituents like BOD, COD and TOC. All these are characteristics. But when you talk about constituents, what are constituents of this thing? Chemical constituents of wastewater, those are fats, oils, grease, pesticides, phenols, proteins. Okay, all these components, these are either they may be generated in the industry only, or they may be agricultural waste, or they may be certain domestic products which will be in domestic sewage. Okay, for example, from kitchen you can find this oils and grease. Okay, kitchen grease you can find in the kitchen sink. ठीक, वो अगर डिस्चार्ज होगा तो डोमेस्टिक सीवेज में मिलेगा. देन सर्टेन इंडस्ट्री लाइक सर्विस स्टेशन एंड ऑल, वहां से भी तुम्हारा फैट्स, ऑयल, ग्रीस मिलेगा. पेट्रोलियम इंडस्ट्री, ठीक, तो ये इंडस्ट्री वेस्ट से भी आ रहा है और डोमेस्टिक से भी आ रहा है एंड कमर्शियल से भी, जहाँ गैराजेस वगैरह है वहां से भी, मार्केट से भी. ठीक है. देन पेस्टिसाइड, दिस इज वन काइंड ऑफ कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट which will be generating from the only agricultural waste. ठीक, so this is something very different. Then phenols, it is basically an industrial waste only. Then proteins and certain pollutants that will be available in all three of them. That means domestic, commercial and industrial waste all. Okay. Then apart from this organic component, there are certain inorganic components also. Like what are the inorganic contents we will be studying? That is alkalinity, then chloride, then metals, presence of metals in that, nitrogen, phosphorus and sulfur. All these things we have discussed. What certain things among them, like nitrogen present in sewage, that is beneficial for us. how it is beneficial? It can be used for agricultural purpose. It will be acting as a natural fertilizer in soil. Then phosphorus is again beneficial for agricultural purpose. Why this is beneficial for agricultural purpose? All of you have studied NPK fertilizer. What is NPK fertilizer? Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So these three are the major, constituents of a fertilizer, which are useful for regaining the soil, or you can say rebuilding the soil strength, as in terms of agricultural crops. Okay. So all these things are beneficial for us. So we will be making use of these properties. We don't have to reduce these properties. Okay. Then sewage contains certain gases also. What are those gases? We have discussed. That is hydrogen sulfide, methane, and carbon dioxide. Okay. Oxygen is also there, but on surface water only you will be finding oxygen. Okay. Then biological, if you talk about biological constituents, there are certain E. coli, B. coli. These are all what? Bacteria. Okay. These are bacteria. So basically microorganisms. There may be animals and plants. Okay. Dead remains of animals and plants. Then there may be certain bacteria and microbes which will be reducing, or you can say decomposing the organic matter. Okay. Yeah. So there is one more thing I want you to study. Yes. See, this temperature is one physical characteristics of sewage, which is very important. Okay. How it is important? See, whenever you will be treating the sewage, this temperature will play a very important role. We all know that certain reactions take place at certain temperature only, and temperature is one factor which can alter the rate of reactions very rapidly without any additional effort. All you have to do is you have to increase or decrease the temperature of the sample you are treating, or whatever it is. Okay, on a small scale or large scale, it doesn't matter, but you have to alter the temperature, and by altering the temperature only you can alter the rate of reactions also. Okay, so you have to keep in mind this temperature as a very important physical parameter. Okay, for example, see this oxygen solubility. If you are carrying out an aerobic process, then oxygen solubility is less in warm water than cold water. There is a spelling mistake over here. Don't consider it. So oxygen solubility is less in warm water than cold water. So you will be doing what? You will be preferring accordingly. See, this is one thing which is beneficial for you. Then after certain, at a certain temperature, there will be no aquatic life also. A certain temperature of sewage, or you can say water, will affect the this thing, aquatic life also. So that also you have to keep in mind. Why you have to keep in mind this aquatic life thing? Because you are obviously discharging the effluent finally into the rivers, or certain water bodies like lakes and ponds and all. Okay, so in that case, the aquatic life should not be affected by you. Okay, that is one environmental aspect. Then the optimum range of temperature for bacterial activity, which is very important to you. Why? Because this particular range is 25 degree to 35 degrees Celsius, and this is very important to you. Why? Because the decomposition is carried out by microorganisms or bacteria majorly, which are responsible for the decomposition. Okay, and this you have to control. For controlling the rate of reaction, you have to control the growth of this microorganism. ठीक है, कोई भी अगर डिकम्पोजिशन रेट कंट्रोल करना है तुम्हें, तो मेजरली तुम क्या कर सकते हो? यू कैन ऑल्टर द दिस थिंग, ग्रोथ ऑफ, और यू कैन से कॉलोनाइजेशन ऑफ द बैक्टीरिया. अगर तुम्हें डिकम्पोजिशन का रेट ऑल्टर करना है, बढ़ाना है, जल्दी डिकम्पोजिशन कराना है, तो देयर इज अ वेरी सिंपल प्रोसेस. खाना लिमिटेड है. खाना क्या है तुम्हारा? ऑलवेज रिमेंबर दिस पर्टिकुलर चेन. खाना क्या है तुम्हारा? खाना है तुम्हारा ऑर्गेनिक मैटर. किसका खाना है ये? माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स का, और द बैक्टीरियाज एंड वायरसेस. ठीक है. देन दीज बैक्टीरियाज एंड माइक्रोब्स, व्हाट दे डू इज दे ईट देयर फूड सिंपली. ठीक, वो क्या करते हैं? ऑर्गेनिक मैटर खाते हैं एंड दे कन्वर्ट इट इनटू अनदर फॉर्म. And what happens by this process? This thing decompose the organic matter. Pollution किसकी वजह से था तुम्हारा? ऑर्गेनिक मैटर की वजह से. तो ऑर्गेनिक मैटर जब खत्म होता जा रहा है, डिप्लीट होता जा रहा है, तो तुम्हारा पोल्यूटेंट्स भी कम होते जा रहे हैं सीवेज में। ठीक है, तो इन ऑर्डर टू तुम्हें क्या करना है, खाना लिमिटेड है, दैट मीन्स ऑर्गेनिक मैटर फिक्स्ड अमाउंट में है तुम्हारे पास अवेलेबल। तो तुम क्या कर सकते हो, अगर खाना जल्दी खत्म कराना है तो क्या करोगे, और लोगों को लगा दोगे खाने के लिए, दैट इज द सेम प्रोसीजर। तो तुम्हें डिकम्पोजिशन जल्दी करवाना है, बैक्टीरिया का कॉलोनाइजेशन बढ़ा दो। कैसे बढ़ाओगे, बाय प्रोवाइडिंग और ऑल्टरिंग द ग्रोथ रेट ऑफ बैक्टीरिया। ग्रोथ कैसे करा सकते हो बैक्टीरिया की, बाय प्रोवाइडिंग देम फेवरेबल कंडीशन। फेवरेबल कंडीशन में सबसे पहली चीज क्या आती है, सबसे पहली चीज क्या आती है फेवरेबल कंडीशन में बैक्टीरिया, प्रेजेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन एंड द डिजायर्ड टेम्परेचर। Okay, so this is how you can alter the natural cycle, or you can say you can control the natural parameters, and therefore you can uh, alter the rate of decomposition. Okay, then there is one more thing to remember, that is nitrifying bacteria stops activity at about 5 degrees Celsius. So that is the reason why तुम लोगों ने see, consider this as very basic real life example. कोई एक पर्टिकुलर सिटी या लेट्स से विलेज के आउटर एरिया में सीवेज डिस्चार्ज हो रहा है, ठीक है, मोस्टली विलेजेस में होता है। तो किसी भी गांव के साइड में तुमने देखा है या कहीं भी तुमने देखा है कि एक पर्टिकुलर डंप यार्ड है या एक डंपिंग लेट्स से पॉन्ड है जहाँ पे पूरा सीवेज डिस्चार्ज हो रहा है। सो नाउ कंसिडर दैट थिंग एंड टेल मी कि गर्मियों के दिन में वो ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करता है या ड्यूरिंग द विंटर। यस, आई नीड आंसर फ्रॉम यू पीपल ओनली।
विंटर के टाइम पे,
विंटर के टाइम पे करता है, क्यों, क्या प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट करता है?
सर समर्स में तो वो जो पानी होता है वो थोड़ा बहुत मतलब जो भी सीवेज होता है वो इवेपोरेट भी होता रहता होगा, बट
ओके,
और टेम्परेचर भी
तो
ऑप्टिमम रहता है 25
तो उससे
25,
तो उससे तुमको
बाकी सारी
प्रॉब्लम
बैक्टीरिया।
होती है।
लेकिन सर्दियों में सर फिर अगर रिएक्शंस नहीं होंगे तो वो डिकम्पोज नहीं होगा, जिसकी वजह से वो इंक्रीज होता रहेगा स्टैक।
ओके, दैट इज वन थिंग। व्हाट इज अनदर थिंग, मेजरली देखो तुम लोगों ने पढ़ा है कि मेजर जो ऑर्गेनिक कंटेंट है वो क्या है तुम्हारा, मेनली क्या होता है, नाइट्रोजनस फॉर्म में ही होता है।
नाइट्रोजन फर्स्ट।
ठीक है, नाइट्रोजनस फॉर्म में होता है। नाउ यू नो दैट 5 डिग्री से कम अगर टेम्परेचर कर दोगे तो नाइट्रीफाइंग बैक्टीरिया अपनी एक्टिविटी रोक देगा। ठीक है, दैट मीन्स नाइट्रोजनस बैक्टीरिया तुम्हारा वो नाइट्रोजनस ऑर्गेनिक मैटर डिकम्पोज ही नहीं होगा। ठीक, so what is the disadvantage? See, in summers you might have seen that ठीक है, चलो ये वाली बात मान ली कि वाटर इवेपोरेशन ट्रांसपिरेशन बहुत इजीली हो जाता है, बट what is the other thing, the rate of reaction is altered, rate of reaction ज्यादा तेज है। ठीक, तो the moment sewage is being dumped into the pond, it will start what, it will start stagnating, it will start the decomposition will be started। ठीक, और जैसे डिकम्पोजिशन का रेट बहुत ज्यादा होगा उस वजह से क्या होगा, what will happen, it will turn stale। स्टेल होने की वजह से नॉर्मल जो तुम्हारी ओडर है, बैड ओडर है, ठीक, तो बैड ओडर इज ड्यूरिंग द मोस्ट ड्यूरिंग द समर। कभी देखा विंटर्स के टाइम में सीवेज की स्मेल आ रही हो पूरे में, कभी ऑब्जर्व किया है? नहीं, बट इफ यू आर वॉकिंग बाय द साइड ऑफ एनी थिंग, sewerage or any ponds which where the sewage is discharged, over there what you will see, क्या दिखेगा वहां पे, you will be finding bad odor all around। Hey, so that is one problem which is created। Your point is correct। What? In winters, what will happen? In winters, the rate of reaction will be quite less। लेकिन rate of reaction कम होने की वजह से क्या होगा? The rate of reaction will be less। Favorable conditions temperature range में नहीं होंगी। ठीक, but at the same time, the sewage will not turn stale। ठीक, why it will not turn stale? Because decomposition का जो ये रेट है वो कम रहेगा। ठीक, क्यों कम रहेगा, क्योंकि टेम्परेचर ऑलरेडी कम है। ठीक है, आर यू गेटिंग ऑल दिस पॉइंट, आर यू एबल टू रिलेट ऑल दिस?
यस सर।
एक ऋषिकेश ही पढ़ रहा है क्लास में, बाकी लोग नहीं है? okay, yeah, so that was the major concern। then we'll move to other parameters। yeah, so that was physical water quality parameters। Now there are certain values, permissible values provided by Government of India manual. Okay, so GOI manual के according certain parameters हैं physical wastewater quality parameters के लिए और chemical wastewater quality parameters. Those are just readings in tabulated form within the range of which you have to bring down the respective values. Okay, always keep that in mind. Okay. Then comes here chemical wastewater quality parameters, in which the foremost important one is dissolved oxygen. एक सबसे पहला क्या है dissolved oxygen. See, we are all building up. Why we are studying all these characteristics and parameters? पहले भी बताया है कि we are building up what a base of knowledge where you can understand how the decomposition thing works actually. अभी तक तुम लोगों ने बहुत नॉर्मली पढ़ा होगा कि डिकम्पोजिशन होता है मतलब डिग्रेडेशन होता है, ठीक, और तुम लोगों ने ये नॉर्मल साइंस में पढ़ा है, लेकिन हाउ द at microscopic level what happens and how you would be able to control that decomposition, that is important to study, especially with respect to wastewater. Okay, that is the reason we are discussing all these small parameters, because once the interrelation between these parameters is clear, you can very easily adopt the different process. आगे वाले जो process पढ़ोगे उनमें तुम्हें बिल्कुल problem ही होगी समझने में, because the entire mechanism of those processes based on these basics only. Okay, so then comes your dissolved oxygen. Dissolved oxygen, as you all know, the amount of oxygen which is available in dissolved form in the water is called what? Dissolved oxygen. Okay, so at a particular temperature, this maximum quantity of oxygen present in the water will be termed as saturation dissolved oxygen. You all have studied this while self purification of lakes. Okay, so now this any deficiency value observed in DO indicates what? It indicates that there is a presence of biological activity in water. तो अगर DO तुम्हारे किसी भी पानी में DO कम हो रही है, DO कम होने का मतलब क्या है? What is the meaning of DO reducing DO? कि DO जो dissolved oxygen है वो कंज्यूम हो रही है. कंज्यूम कब होगी? कंज्यूम किसके द्वारा होगी? It will be consumed by the microorganisms only. ठीक है, कौन कंज्यूम करेगा DO? या तो एक्वेटिक लाइफ करेगी या फिर माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म. तो एक्वेटिक लाइफ तो नॉर्मली भी कंज्यूम कर ही रही है, उस टाइम पे तुम्हारा DO लेवल एक पर्टिकुलर मेंटेन रहेगा. लेकिन एडिशनल क्या है? एडिशनल है बायोलॉजिकल एक्टिविटी. व्हेन यू विल टॉक अबाउट सीवेज, तो सीवेज में जरूरी नहीं है कि एक्वेटिक लाइफ पहले से प्रेजेंट हो. ओके, तो अगर DO कंज्यूम हो रही है या यू कैन से एनी डेफिशिएंसी इज देयर DO में, so that means biological activity is already present in water. It marks the presence of biological activity. Okay, then always remember this particular thing. This is very important from competition point of view, that a minimum of 4 ppm DO is required at all temperature for the survival of fishes in water. Okay, ये बहुत सारे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम्स में क्वेश्चन आ चुका है कि फिशेस या aquatic लाइफ के सर्वाइवल के लिए what is the amount of DO which is required, the same, what is the minimum amount of DO which is required in any water body. So that is what, how much? 4 ppm. Okay, so 4 ppm DO is required for the survival of fishes. Always remember this thing. Now this DO in water, it can be computed by using Winkler's method. Okay, what was Winkler's method? Take the sample, okay, mix it with reagents like what? Like magnesium sulfate and sodium hydroxide along with potassium iodide. Okay, potassium iodide is used as an indicator. So if no DO is present in that, it will give you what? It will give you magnesium hydroxide, which is white precipitate. Okay, okay. So what you have to mix with the sample, you have to put up in the sample what? Magnesium sulfate plus sodium hydroxide along with potassium iodide indicator. ठीक, तो जैसे ही तुम ये कंपाउंड इसमें इंड्यूस करोगे तो इट विल गिव यू व्हाइट प्रेसिपिटेट इफ देयर इज नो DO प्रेजेंट, और अगर DO प्रेजेंट है देन इट विल गिव यू रेड प्रेसिपिटेट. ओके, रेड प्रेसिपिटेट इज व्हाट? MnO2. okay, yeah. Then there is this chemical oxygen demand. Chemical oxygen demand is what? The amount of oxygen required to decompose both biodegradable and non-biodegradable organic matter. Okay, what is this? It is quite different from BOD. Don't get confused between DO, BOD, and COD. You all have studied all these things, but there is a requirement, there is a need to brush up these things because people get confused most of the time. Okay, so what is COD? Chemical oxygen demand is the amount of oxygen required to decompose both biodegradable as well as non-biodegradable organic matter. Okay, then how it can be computed or calculated? It can be calculated by adding potassium dichromate, using potassium dichromate with sulfuric acid and noting down the amount of oxygen consumed for the decomposition of organic matter. Decomposition कैसा होता है इसका? You will use another indicate, oh sorry, this potassium dichromate is used as an indicator only. ठीक, तो जब तक कंज्यूम नहीं होगा तब तक कलर चेंज नहीं होगा, एंड वंस द कलर चेंजेस इट विल गिव यू व्हाट, it will give you the COD, total chemical oxygen demand. Then there is one more thing, theoretical oxygen demand. Okay, theoretical oxygen demand is what? It is the concentration of organic matter present in wastewater. Okay, that is the quantity of oxygen required for decomposition of organic matter that can be computed theoretically. Okay, so here we are not talking about this thing in terms of BOD, or you can say in terms of accuracy. Theoretically, whatever you can determine that theoretical. How to explain this? Yeah, consider this example, second one. Okay, if you compute the oxygen demand accordingly just by the balancing of reactions, okay, this will give you what? The theoretical oxygen demand. This is not practically the accurate oxygen demand. Accuracy कैसे निकालते हो तुम? वो निकालते हो तुम जो actual biological oxygen demand है वो कैसे निकालते हो? BOD calculate करके. But when you want to calculate the theoretical oxygen demand, you can compute directly by balancing the reaction. You will be knowing what reactions will take place. All you have to do is you have to balance the reaction. Okay. Then comes here total organic carbon, TOC. Total organic carbon is what? Is a method for expressing organic matter present, or you can say carbonate organic matter present in the water in forms of carbon content. Okay, so whatever organic matter or carbonaceous organic matter is present in the wastewater, that is calculated with the help of this TOC, that is total organic carbon. Okay, then comes the foremost important thing, that is BOD. Okay, so I hope you all have studied this BOD already in water engineering. Okay, so we'll have a quick brush up of BOD. What is standard BOD? Yeah, I need answers from you people now. What is standard BOD? What is the number of days and temperature we take?
Sir, BOD
The
at 5
biological
days.
Yes, one by one. Vibha, go ahead. Okay, anybody? Hitesh?
Sir, BOD at 5 days 20 degrees Celsius is taken as standard BOD.
Yeah. So what is, when it comes to standard BOD, then 5 days BOD as 20 degrees Celsius is taken as standard BOD. Okay, now what is the standard BOD? What does that mean? It is, the second thing that you have to remember is it is 60% of the ultimate BOD. जो हम calculate करते थे BODU, that is ultimate BOD. ठीक है, तो उसका 60% amount is your standard BOD. That means इसको अगर other terms में बात करें तो within 5 days at 20 degrees Celsius, what will happen? 60% of ultimate BOD. Ultimate BOD is BOD infinity. Okay, so 68% of the ultimate BOD will be achieved at the 5th day. That is within 5 days of the decomposition. Okay, so what is this BOD basically? It is the amount of oxygen required by microorganisms to carry out the decomposition of biodegradable organic matter present in wastewater. Okay, so how you will calculate BOD? The conventional method for calculation of BOD is given by the formula initial DO minus final DO. That is, which is what? It gives you the oxygen consumed. Okay, in some books you will find this particular term written as oxygen consumed into dilution factor. तो ये find out करना है. So that means what is this process? This is the process of yes, this is the process for calculation of BOD 5 days of raw water. Okay, of raw water, if you have to calculate, you can calculate by this particular method. Then if you want to calculate the BOD of wastewater, then what will happen? You won't be performing any dilution and all. Remember this curve. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes. Now I hope you all remember this curve. This curve is what? This is basically nothing but kinetics of biological reaction, in which what happens? The rate of change of organic matter is assumed to be directly proportional to the organic matter present at the time t. Okay. Where is the time? Time is taken on the x-axis, and what is on y-axis? The concentration of organic matter. Okay. So what does this state? It states that the change of the rate of change of organic matter is directly proportional to the organic matter present at the time t. Means जितना organic matter present होगा उतना ही तुम्हारा क्या होगा? Rate of change of organic matter will be there. ठीक. So जैसे जैसे time बढ़ता जाएगा organic matter तुम्हारा consume होता जाएगा. ठीक है. So this is your considered to be your this thing theory. So by considering the kinetics of this particular thing, we all arrived at these particular two equations. ठीक. अगर log 10 के फॉर्म में लोगे तो there is this equation, otherwise exponential form में you can take this. Either of the equations you can use it for calculation of BOD. Okay, so this BOD at time t. Okay, time t means t is number of days. So at n number of, or you can say t number of days, the BOD can be calculated by this particular formula, that is L0 into 1 minus 10 raised power minus kdT. Okay, what is L0 over here? What used to be the L0? It used to be the initial concentration. Initial concentration of what?
Organic matter.
Initial concentration of organic matter. Okay. Then what is this Kd? This is your deoxygenation constant. This Kd, the value of this Kd ranges at 0.434 times of K. Okay. That is the difference between the base value. Okay, K और Kd अगर दोनों चीजें difference if you are asked, so what is that? These are deoxygenation constant at base E. अगर base E में calculation कर रहे हो तो it is taken as K, and if you are doing the calculation in base 10, then it is taken as Kd. So what is Kd? Kd is 0.434 times of K. Okay, or you can use this particular thing. K divided by 2.303 conversion. That is basically the conversion. Okay, now this is what, if you have to calculate BOD at t days. If you have to calculate the concentration only, there are two different things. जो mistake तुम लोग numerical में करते हो वो यहीं पे करते हो. कहाँ पे? Concentration और BOD दोनों अलग अलग चीजें. If you are asked to calculate the concentration at of organic matter, और in question अगर तुम्हें ये बोल दिया है कि find the organic matter remaining at t days, then you have to go for this particular formula, that is LT is equal to Sanjeev Rai. Kindly control the annotation. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to use this particular formula, that is LT is equal to L0 into 10 raised power minus kdt. Okay, so with the help of initial concentration, you can find out the final concentration of organic matter and vice versa. Okay, and if you are asked to calculate the BOD, then you have to use this particular equation. Okay, also ultimate BOD. Ultimate BOD का मतलब BOD at infinity. So if you take the time period as infinity, you will find what? You will find ultimate BOD. And what is ultimate BOD? Ultimate BOD is the maximum BOD which is required. So maximum BOD required उस particular sample के लिए कितना हो सकता है? जब concentration of organic matter complete है. That is, मतलब the decomposition hasn't even started. See, this one, that is, which is equal to what? Equal to L0. तो इसीलिए कभी भी अगर you can use this direct relation also, if the ultimate BOD is asked, then what you can do, you can directly take it as equal to L naught, which is the initial concentration of organic matter. Okay, is that clear? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now there was one more thing, if you remember, that was this thing, the value of KD at particular temperature. ठीक, अभी तक तुमने जो पढ़ा वो क्या था? What was standard temperature? Standard temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Just a second. COVID वाले का number. Just hold on for a second. Yeah. So if you want to determine the value of KD, that is deoxygenation constant at different temperature, you will use this particular formula, that is KD at T degrees Celsius equal to KD at 20 into 1.047 raised power T minus 20 degrees Celsius. Okay. So I know you all are aware of these equations and these formulas, but there was a need of the hour to brush up all these quickly. Okay. So this is the very first statement which we have studied regarding standard BOD, that BOD at 5 days is equal to 68% of ultimate BOD. That means 68% of what? Of L naught. Directly you can consider ultimate BOD as L naught. Okay. Now what is the physical significance of this particular thing? ठीक, that means जो तुम बोलते हो कि स्टैंडर्ड बीओडी अचीव हो जाती है 5 days बीओडी इज स्टैंडर्ड बीओडी, व्हाट डज दैट मीन? फिजिकल सिग्निफिकेंस क्या है उसका? एनीबॉडी हु कैन एक्सप्लेन?
सर एक बार और रिपीट करना क्वेश्चन.
व्हाट इज द फिजिकल सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ स्टैंडर्ड बीओडी? ओके, जो तुम लोग बोलते हो कि स्टैंडर्ड बीओडी 5 day बीओडी होती है, ओके, व्हाट डज दैट मीन? व्हाट इज द लॉजिक बिहाइंड दैट?
सर
यस, गो अहेड.
सर इसका मतलब है कि जो भी हमारी ऑक्सीजन कंज्यूम होती है 5 to 8 days पे, वो हमारी जितने भी कार्बोनियस या कार्बन से रिलेटेड ऑर्गेनिक मैटर है उसको डिकम्पोज करने के लिए, ऑक्सीडाइज करने के लिए यूज होती है. फिर उसके बाद हमारे दूसरे स्टेज पे नाइट्रोजन डिमांड को यूज करते हैं वो.
So why are you concerned with carbonaceous BOD only and not nitrogenous BOD?
सर को क्योंकि जब हम सिंपल प्रोडक्ट करेंगे तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड और ऑक्सीजन ही निकलते हैं हमारी, अगर हम ऑर्गेनिक मैटर को तोड़े तो.
No, that is not the reason. I'll tell you the reason. ठीक है, जब भी हम लोग सीवेज का ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं, ठीक, तो ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट सिर्फ एक ही रिक्वायरमेंट सेटिस्फाई करता है, दैट इज व्हाट? द कार्बोनेशियस बीओडी. ठीक, सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट में वी आर कंसिडर्ड विद द डिकम्पोजिशन ऑफ कार्बोनेशियस बीओडी ओनली. व्हाई? बिकॉज नाइट्रोजनस बीओडी तो हमारे लिए और बेनिफिशियल है. ठीक है, लेकिन still if you want to dispose of, अगर तुम एग्रीकल्चरल पर्पस के लिए यूज कर रहे हो तब ये चीज रिक्वायर्ड है. Otherwise if you want to dispose of the water in effluents in rivers and water bodies, then you have to reduce the nitrogenous BOD also. But as far as the treatment plants are considered, treatment plants will provide you only with carbonaceous BOD. That means oxygen required for decomposition of only carbonaceous organic matter will be computed by you. ठीक, क्यों? क्योंकि तुम्हें ट्रीटमेंट प्लांट में डिकम्पोज ही वो करवाना है कार्बोनेशियस मैटर, ऑर्गेनिक मैटर. ठीक है, so what you will do, you have to calculate the carbonaceous BOD, and this carbonaceous BOD is what is the standard BOD. जो standard BOD हम लोग लेते हैं वो इसलिए क्योंकि at this thing in 5 to 8 days what happens is this carbonaceous and nitrogenous BOD both are satisfied. The requirement for both are satisfied. So carbonaceous BOD is achieved at how much? At 5 days only. So this is also known as first stage BOD, and the nitrogenous BOD is known as second stage BOD. Okay, so always keep this particular thing in mind. Yeah. Then there are certain, small definitions, or you can say small parameters, which are sometimes used for certain specific calculations. Okay. For example, normal determination के लिए जब हम use करते हैं तो ultimate BOD to COD ratio use करते हैं. These are basically useful for the initial what you can say identification, or the preliminary inspection of the wastewater. Okay. तो तब हम लोग ये छोटे छोटे ratios use करते हैं, standard BOD to COD ratio, okay, then COD to TOC ratio. These are all used for certain preliminary investigation. Okay. Then there is one more term you might have studied, population equivalent. Okay. This population equivalent is what? It is given by this formula, that is BOD, standard BOD of industrial. What is this? This is basically the ratio of standard BOD of industrial sewage to the standard BOD of domestic sewage. Okay. What is this population equivalent? That is a ratio. एक या फिर you can say a factor which is used to conversion factor भी मान सकते हो to convert the same. For example, कोई जैसे तुम लोग transportation पढ़ते हो, transportation में mixed traffic conditions है. That means 4-wheeler भी है, 8-wheelers भी है, trucks भी है, ठीक है, सबका different size है vehicle का. तो you have to design the properties for any common vehicle. तो कोई common vehicle तो है नहीं, तो हमने क्या किया, standard vehicle हमने मान लिया कार को. फिर बाकी के जो vehicles हैं उसको हमने standard value दी, हमने एक particular standard जो vehicular value है वो designate कर दी PCU, that is passenger car unit. ठीक, तो standard क्योंकि कार को माना तो कार की value is 1. कार से बड़े जितने भी हैं तो उनकी वैल्यू चेंज होती जाती है. फॉर एग्जांपल जीप और दिस एक्सयूवीज, दीज आर कंसीडर्ड एज 1.5. अगर ट्रैक्टर है तो ट्रैक्टर विल बी कंसीडर्ड एज 2 PCU, 2.5 PCU. ट्रेलर है तो 3 PCU. तो बेसिकली दोज आर कन्वर्जन वैल्यूज. ठीक है. तो सिमिलरली इस केस में भी हम लोग यही करेंगे. इंडस्ट्रियल सीवेज अलग चीज है, डोमेस्टिक सीवेज तुम्हें पता है अलग चीज है, लेकिन यू कैनॉट जज बेस्ड ऑन this thing pollution, or not pollution, population, sorry. Okay, so आप population के basis पे दोनों को compare नहीं कर सकते. So in order to put it on a common platform, we use this population equivalent. Okay, so that is, अगर in terms of definition बात करोगे, it is what? It is the number of people or persons producing the amount of BOD at the rate of standard BOD of domestic sewage that is produced in industrial sewage. Okay, I hope you are getting this point clearly. This is clear to everyone. Population equivalent क्या होता है? Yes or no? I need an answer. I won't mark the attendance till I get the answer.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now it is clear.
Yes, sir, sir.
Okay. So this is basically what? This is the population equivalent you have to study. Now, okay, the time is up, I guess. So disposal of effluents, we have already covered this in the last lecture. So in the next lecture, we'll be performing certain numericals of BOD. Okay, so kindly go through the sheet till then. Okay, and yes, then okay, that's all for today. We shall continue in the next lecture.